Okay, hey guys, it's me, the Pokemon 5000 here, and as you can obviously see, it's the name. It's not really a game; it's a visual novel. Not really a game. You have a few choices in this. I know that because it's a visual novel. I've seen a gameplay of two characters before, so I'm not gonna do those two characters. So yeah, I'm gonna attempt to get the other three characters I know are in this game, but Katawa Shoujo visual novel. I love Katawa Shoujo. Ever since I found out about it, I loved it. It's amazing. Blah blah blah. La 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 la. Yeah, and let's get this started. Also, before I do this, 50th subscriber special. This is the 50th subscriber special. What's going to happen right now is we're going to go for an hour or maybe two. Who knows? As long as it takes for my family to get stuff done. Nah. So yeah, we are gonna be doing this, and hell, let's go in. I believe I forgot to turn adult content off, but whatever, I'll just censor it. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. Doesn't sound good when I read it. I feel bad. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing under this cold. And just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 p.m. Ah yes, the note. Slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowfall silently falling from the white painted sky are the only sign of time passing in the stagnant world. Their slow descent upon the frozen desert. I said that, oh my god. Upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me. Interrupting the quiet mood, someone is approaching me from behind. Hisao, you came? Yes. A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. Iwanako, I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it, I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic. Yes, very pathetic. Yes, I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it. A sigh. Fuck my lisp. A sigh, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried. I'm dying. My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out from my chest and claim this girl for itself. Dude. Kind of rape right there. Kind of rape. It's rape. I don't know how to explain it otherwise. It's just rape. Rape. So, here we are, out in the cold. Yes. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Iwanako flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried. You see, I wanted to know if you'd go out with me. I stand there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point. He shall! I reach up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms. He shall! My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror. Someone's dying. He shall! I'm terrible when it comes to reading. The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Iwanako running towards me, all these fade to black. Cool. The last things I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above. Cool. You pretty much almost died there. Actually, I think you're dead. Or no, you could be there too. Could be there. Great, we got a character that has some type of heart thing. Beautiful. That's pretty cool, the way that looks and all. Music by Blue123. I need to look you up, boo. Gabby Terror, the blah, blah, blah. I'm not even going to bother reading that. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. In that whole time, I can probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. For 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word, a foreign alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with. Of course you don't want to be. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Cool. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. Okay. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. Cool. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure, even though there's still cure. I'm pretty sure about that. Of course there isn't cure. Knew it. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me this sympathy had been turned into a class project. Oh, that's fucked up. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I had barely any visitors. I had barely had a visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Hanako was the last to stop visiting. Aw, your girlfriend stopped visiting you. That sucks. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. A hospital. It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they are in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting. For them, it makes me feel uncomfortable. Yes. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I would be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but he told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. I'm sorry, I just woke up an hour ago. I'm really tired. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of an omen. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. Yes. At some point I stopped watching TV. I don't know why. I just did. At some point I was about to read the same sentence again. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital. Although it was more like a storage room for books, I began working my way through it. What the hell? One small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I know it's just a term thingy, but consuming books is not a good thing. I know it's just an expression though, but still. I found that I like reading books, and I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands, but I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside, instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness, though the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he is trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. This music is really loud. Yes. Return. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be for some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. I know that. There is this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers, then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eye for a moment. "Hello," he says. How are you today?" I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medication sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hand and take a look at myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? The absurdly long list of medications of... Oh my god. Staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. Oh my god. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contraindications, and dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. I tried to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me sicker, feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life, every day. Oh. I'm afraid that this is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down. The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I? It has a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Harry Potter. What? No, a lot of schools have dorms, actually, now that I think about it. That's Harry Potter. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby. Independence, it's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. I'm yawning a lot. If it really was that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff. You wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go. But your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple of weeks back. I think you'd like it. It looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. Dude. Not cool. This isn't an opportunity. Of course it's not. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity, motherfucker. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school. And while it's not the same one... Yes, it's not the same one. A special school. That's an insult. That is what I want to say. It's a step down. Nah. If I had the chance to go to a disability school, I would so take it. Just because I want to meet the people there. You know, it's just disability people seem to be really cool for some reason. It's not what you think. All the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another. Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me, but what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny, I had always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest, I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now, something about how I can go back to school anyway, but no. I don't say anything. The fact is that I know it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That is all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something, even if it's a special school. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like. Act 1. Life expectancy. Frax. The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, the gates in general seemed to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wonder if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. Yes, it does. It does. Moving forward feels good. Lulu. So I walked towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms. There's supposed to be someone waiting for me. I'm kind of looking at the scenery. Scenery kind of looks like it's from real life, in a way. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have, more like a park, with a clean walkway going past the trees, and the smell of fresh cut grass, and all other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That came out wrong. Yep. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies, too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is my new school, it's in the back of my head it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else around here. It's kinda eerie. It makes me wish there was someone here so I could anchor myself to something tangible, instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again. How they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. What? No! 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 Hospitals aren't green. No. It's not the hospitals I've been to. Huh. So why am I feeling so anxious, despite all this greenery? Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building, I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back, even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Cool. Feeling nervous and with this realization set in my head, I opened the front door. A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. You must be Nikki? Nakai. You sound Nakai. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Muto. Mutao. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asked you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yes, afternoon is probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost missed what the teacher is saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Yeah. Yeah, sure. I mean, isn't that normal? Of course, but not everyone likes to be at the center of attention. I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be. I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Yeah. Right, but it's no problem. Let's go then. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. His name reminds me of Yugi. Yugi Moto. Except his name is Muto. And again, Yugi's last name is kind of spelled the same way. It's like M-U-T-O. Except like the U has a accent mark or something above it, which is what causes it to be pronounced Moto. My heart is pounding in my chest, and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for class 3-3. Muto opens the door and enters. Wait, 3-3. Would this have to do with anything considering that horror genre anime that says the suspense terror horror anime that came out last year in 2012 that I've recently watched? Would that have to be with it? Because I don't want to be in a curse like that. No, man. No. No. Just no! Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step, I know that, but there isn't any point to worrying so much about it. At least not this room. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my class mates. Guy, girl, guy, girl, hi. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high and there's a lot of space left over around and in between the desks. An entire wall taken up by blackboards, and the high old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames, simple and efficient. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look normal like students in any other school. But then, why would they be here? They probably like me and have something wrong with them. Only it's just not immediately obvious. Pretty obvious what she's doing if she's hiding her face. Immediately obvious. Then I noticed that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. That guy over there going, kind of want to hit him. Just kind of want to hit him. I know that's rude and all. I just kind of want to hit him though. Hi. Look at that guy with the cane. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. Okay. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if it will make her invisible. Aww. There is one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. As we saw that person that's cut out of the scene with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me over the rim of her glasses, then goes back to wherever she's doing. I'm assuming that's her. She's kind of cute, so is the cheery-looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her at the moment I walked in. Her. Please walk in, our newest classmate. He claps his hand, and so does everyone else except one girl in first row who has only one hand. Aww. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing in thanks for this applause I did not deserve. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hisao Nikai. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along with everyone even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I end up saying nothing and the teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied even with what little I said, though. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have gone worse. Probably, yeah. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Rah! Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round with her one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandaged thumb. Huh. It makes me feel a little bad. We're going to be doing some group work today, so that will give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, it's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She's the class representative. She can explain anything you want to know. Who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignments and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. Thank you for, didn't point me out where this Hakamichi is. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow, the teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh right, Hakamichi is right there. Shizune Hakamichi. As he calls out her name, the cute bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Ha ha! Hi hi! Hi hi! Hi hi! Hi! Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. Ha ha ha! Oh god. What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too, but I'm not Hakamichi. I'm Misa. This is Hakamichi. Sit-chan. Oh, hi. Giggling, Misa points to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me this whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has short yet carefully, neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses, balanced on the tip of a dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. ... She immediately looks at Misa, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. Okay. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, "You'll be able to talk with people, and who better to—" Ow. What the hell is going on from that? Ah. Ow. Ew. Ew, what the fuck? Ow. What the hell was that? Okay, and who better to explain things to you? I can see you're little confused, right? Right? But I understand why you would think I was Sit-chan. Sit-chan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. Hi. You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Sit-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he would have been standing up there for no reason, right? Right! He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today so soon, Hit-chan. Right? Hit-chan? What's with this nickname? What the hell is going on with my earphones? My headphones? Yep, it fits, doesn't it? No. Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I've never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits! You look just like I imagined. That's kinda creepy, girl. That is kinda creepy. Imagining someone that you don't even know yet and you're a poltergeist. ... Ha ha ha. Yeah, you look just like a Hit-chan. I'm not really sure how to take that. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misa's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly, their hands in a blur. Misa seems a little overwhelmed. Ha ha ha! Ah ha ha! Sorry about that. Sit-chan wants you to know that she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. ... Do you like school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it. Misa stumbles with a hard word a bit, making it stick out in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kind of came straight to class today. ... Ha ha ha! That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just with school either. Always. Even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really, Sit-chan? Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! You never know a match for me. Learn about where you're going. I guess I didn't bother to do that. Or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it half-assedly. But anyway, I don't say anything and miss to sign something that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. You talking about me, huh? I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deeply. You look down, are you okay? Dot dot dot. Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed the test. Wahahaha. Alright. Dot dot dot. Ah, and another thing. You don't have to call Sichan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Sichan. I'm not good with voices, am I? Oh well. Ahaha. Dot dot dot. Ahaha. Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizune would be more appropriate. Oh, I just noticed. Blush. Blush. Blushing. Blushing. Seriously blushing. Oh, what? Dot dot dot. Yep. Shizune is fine. Huh. Okay, that'd be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier. Especially about Shizune, who I assumed would be all business. Okay. Well, she still seems like that, just less so, I guess. Alright, we haven't even touched the assignment. We should start work now, or Satan will get mad. The assignment is also kind of long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class. Wahaha! That too! Dot dot dot. Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message. God, you don't gotta be a bitch to me. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today, okay? The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. Still, we finished it a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shizune and Misa are really capable. They're quite different, though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misa is a lot more playful and girlish. Not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I felt guiltily about that. The clock tower bell rings, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. Yes. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misa, who is beckoning me into the hallway, down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby where I met Yuki Muto, down to the bottom floor. Just like everything in this school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open to the courtyard towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misa doesn't seem to care as we proceed to the line. There is a rather long list of menu options, which seems great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. Oh wow. How nice, it almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to a table, sitting opposite of her. As I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Misa pokes me on the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. Shizune. ... I don't understand signs, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at a person who talks to you is proper and polite? Do you want to know something? What? About anything. We're your guides, so you should ask if there is something. I wonder. Ask about the library. Oh yeah, is there a library in this school? I lately have gotten into reading a lot, so I'd like to check it out. Missa gives the kind of frown that makes it clear she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby, but then picks up her smile again. There is. It's in the second floor. We can show it to you sometime. Thanks. I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves. Missa and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly. Throwing sideways glances at me, but Missa refrains from translating. Maybe they were talking about secret girl stuff or something. They probably are. I quickly notice the conversation and sighing is not enough to fill the silence. No, it's not. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. The dark-haired girl I noticed before slumped over her desk in the last row. Oh! She jumps a little when Missa crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhyme. What? Okay. Aww. 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 Well, poor girl. She shrieks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning into stone just from our presence. Missa and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind it as they walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. I'm left wondering about her even when the classroom slowly fills with other students and finally the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's a long time I've spent in the hospital that made me feel like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Before long, the final bell rings. So school is finally over for the day. Beside me, Missa and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Missa turns to me. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Hitsan. We've got to hurry already since there's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Ah, wait, the teacher said I have to see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside with the girls pointing out other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually a part of the main building. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation and office and all the nurses' offices. They even have a swimming pool. How is that official? Don't be silly, Hichan. It's for physical therapy, of course. God, Hichan, God. You should have known this by now. God. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. Why are you looking at me like that? What's this? What? Why are you looking at me like that? Go away. Bye. Go. Oh, okay. You'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks, bye. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education? I guess it's necessary for a place like that. I walk in, hoping that this really will be only a quick visit like the teacher said. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text, Head Nurse, and a nameplate. Voice from the inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medicinal utensils. And there are at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk. Hello there. What can I do for you today? He is young-looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples on his cheek wash that impression away when he smiles. What dimples? I don't see no dimples. Are you the nurse? Yes, he is. He smiles like a person who has heard this very same questions hundreds of times. Why, yes, I am. It says so on the door, no? You can call me by my name or just the nurse, like everyone else. Of course, I shake off my confusing, realize I probably should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Isao Nikai. Hold on. His eyes light up with revelation and he snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that Nikai. I was just finishing your file in the morning. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes. Good. Well, you've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available here, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there is a problem. Okay. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. His joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking why he even said it. Yeah, just that it's really weird to have so many medical people out of school. You'll get used to it. I'm not so sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know it. Now let me just find your file again. While he searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, I let my gaze wander around the room. Nope. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark gray laminate flooring, and all the equipment you would expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all the food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So you already have medication for the arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Raw stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend you refrain from doing that, at least for the time being. Oh, okay. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick a ball around. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do, I guess. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There is no mention of the cause in your papers. Not exactly. I sidestep the question acceptably, and he glances at me over his paper. papers with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would do you good. Okay. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks or even light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing, swimming. Maybe there's a pool here. So I was told. You were very good. At any rate, I'm sure you've been told this years before. You just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No need, really. I've heard this 1,000 times already. Yeah. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk. Obviously content. Oh, by the way, when I do this, it's because I'm yawning, and usually doing that stops the yawn for some reason. I don't know why. Good, that's it then. Come meet me if you ever need something. I mustered out before I even realized it. A quick visit indeed. I end up standing in front of the main building and the auxiliary building, although to my eyes they still look one and the same. It's the first real look I get at the other students, so I watch people coming out of school, going towards the gate or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they are going. And I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us? Dot dot dot. I should go somewhere too to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness in me only grows as I trudge towards the dorms, set a little way apart from the main building complex. There's a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms, shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of fresh cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside at all for so long. The dorm building is so big and made of red brick like the others, it feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push it forward, going inside. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. The same goes for the elevators at the end of hallways. I poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. Seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seems to have a toilet and shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. The nameplates on the rooms adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. Hello? Is anyone home? From inside I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the doors squeak open. I've never noticed it until now, but he kind of reminds me of Harry Potter or someone that would be going to Hogwarts. A bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He's looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyeglasses, meaning he's partially blind, or he's blind or something, or he needs glasses. I don't know, needs glasses like me. His glasses are really round though. Who is it? Blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. Isao Nikai. I'm moving into the next room. I thought I should introduce my... His face suddenly brightens in realization, and he stands back upright, thrusting his hand out in a smiling greeting, almost straight to my diaphragm. Oh, sup, dude? The name's Kenzie. Hi, Kenzie. Oh, hi. I take Kenzie's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome. There were some suspicious looking people going in and out of your room earlier. It was probably my parents. Your parents? You sure? Because they could have been some other people too, you know. You can't judge a book by its cover. His out-of-place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I say the chances are high enough. He stutters and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, Hisao. A brave, brave man. Me? I don't think I could trust the chances. The only one I trusted myself. Good for you. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. Damn, you're smarter than you look. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer. But I lean backwards to dodge it. Never mind. Doesn't matter. With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment, and inserts for the door handle and shuts the door behind him. Of course. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, and a desk made of some type of light wood. Ugly curtains. It's no one's room. Impersonal, like my hospital was. My bags are sitting at the foot of my bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. The closet is sitting open, stocked with my clothes. Also, it seems that there are a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. Good. A note is pinned to the sleeve of one of my shirts. Hi, Hichan. We've unpacked your things and made your bed. They said that if these don't fit, then you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I kind of hoped I would have, then there would be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desktop and lie down on the bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something, but I have nothing with me. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The restless urge just keeps growing until I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before coming, and for the entire day too. I still am, I think. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow, so I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow, I'll go borrow some books from the library. Why not go now? Yeah, I'll do that, but for now, the bottles of medications neatly arranged on my night table catch my eye. I pick up one and shake it just to near the contents rattle inside, and then read the glued-on pharmacy label. Hisao Nikai, 2 tablets daily to stay. It doesn't really say that, but it could just as well. Oh my god, I thought I actually said that. Oh my god, that's fucked up if it's kind of twisted having your life depend on chemicals like this. I resent it a little, but what choice do I have? With a sigh, I begin my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain. After that, I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. It doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after the darkness falls and long shadows draw across my room like fingers. The seats feel slightly more comfortable, warm and nest-like against the chill that passes for room temperature here. Cool. Soon the lighter shade of darkness as the ceiling looks like every ceiling does at night. It becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. Do 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 do. He's opening his eyes. Yay. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light simmers against the light gray ceiling. I had forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. Oh, let me check. Oh, we're already an hour in. An hour 5 minutes. Hour 5:40 something. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to call it a good time here. I think we got a good portion into it. Yeah, I obviously am gonna continue this, obviously. Okay, so, what all I have to say is, thank you guys for sticking around with me so far for this, to be able to get me 50 subscribers. I really am grateful to all and every single one of you that helped me get this far. I really am. And the fact that anyone would watch my content is really surprising, but I'm just really happy. And yeah, there will be more podcasts in the future, but currently we can't really do the podcast because one of our people is busy doing a summer project, and the summer project has to do with important stuff, you know. Summer project for school. School is priority 1 when it comes to us, you know. You can't blow off school like I did, like I have. So yeah. So, but thank you for sticking with me this far. Thank you for sticking with everyone so far. I'm happy to know that I have such cool subscribers. And this was actually the one time where I was supposed to come up with a name for my subscribers. And I believe it's just suggested from my friend. It's a little thing we joked about before, but I think I want to make it official now. The Potato Army. So see you guys next time, and have a great day, Potato Army.